Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ghoul Society.
That's my older sister, Jamie.
And that's my younger sister, Sarah. We are grateful to be recording on the stolen territories of the Lekwungen, Songhees, Esquimalt, and Wasanich peoples, whose historical relationships with the land continue to this day. The fight against colonial violence and racism is ongoing, and we at Ghoul Society are committed to this fight and working toward reconciliation within ourselves, our families, and our communities. By listening to this podcast, you're officially inducted as a member of the Ghoul Society.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Oh, I'm gonna give you your gift now.
Okay, Jamie has a gift for me. I don't know what it is.
Close your eyes.
Oh, okay.
Put out your hands.
I'm scared. No, you didn't! Oh, it's so cute. Which one is it?
I don't know its name, but do you want to tell the audience what you're holding in your hands?
It's a little bat palm pal. Her name is Luna Bat. Luna is so mysterious you can't figure her out, but you love her nonetheless.
Wow.
Oh,
I love that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I saw it and I was like, And because I want 100 Pom Pals, but I know I shouldn't have that in my life.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get them for other people.
Yes.
And then it feels good.
But I really think you should have the Mothman one.
Yes. The Mothman one seems amazing.
Yeah, it's so cute. But this one is so cute. Thank you.
Know. You're welcome. I feel, because the shelf was kind of empty, so I feel like they're going to get a new round of Pom Pals pretty soon.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you get it? Walmart?
Save on Foods.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So cute. A new little friend. What do you have for me today? It's your turn.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have a lot to share with you this morning.
Oh.
Just off the cuff, you know?
Oh, I mean, I already told you this, but guys, last night, one of my cats jumped on my face. Unprompted. I was sleeping. It was 4 a.m. And I think it was Nala. She just jumped on my eye. Like, her paw hit my eye, and then she freaked out and scratched me.
I know.
So mean.
It was really intense. Like, the shock of a cat jumping on you in the middle of the night is already scary, and then add to that the fact that Nala jumped right onto your eyeball.
Yeah, I thought she clawed my eyeball.
You're lucky you didn't have to go to the hospital or something.
I know, I was scared Montana didn't wake up at all. He just... he was sound asleep, and wow. I was, freaking out.
Oh, he wears earplugs too, right?
Yeah, he did last night.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
But that's really all that's new with me.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, I started school this week.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so good.
Oh, really?
It was amazing. I have about 60 new besties. Well.
What? Just the people in your cohort?
Yeah.
Oh.
About 20 of them probably are my besties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we have a Discord, obviously. And one of the channels is a sourdough and baking channel.
Oh, you've really found your people then.
Yeah, truly.
That's so fun.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yay.
So it was really good. The content so far has been good. You all might have noticed our new territorial acknowledgement, which I made during the workshop at school. I just wanted it to be a little more real and in depth, because that's something that's really important to both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and less just corporate.
Yeah,
we have to do this, or we're expected to do this.
Mm-hmm. Because we want it to feel genuine, because it really is genuine for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we want it to be genuine for you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think I'm ready, which is kind of crazy.
Okay. Why? Because usually you're not ready?
Usually we talk for too many minutes.
Well, we kind of talked over waffles.
It's true. We had blueberry spelt waffles with sourdough. There was sourdough in them.
Oh.
It was very
good. They
good.
were really good waffles.
Yeah, sourdough discard. For my sourdough girlies and boyies and the willies, dolies.
Ghoulies?
My ghoulies, yes. For my sourdough ghoulies out there. If you're looking for some discard recipes or you're just throwing away your sourdough discard, just put it in anything, pretty much.
And it works.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
pretty awesome. Yeah. It's just a good little flavor moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And better for digestion.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Thanks, sourdough.
Thanks, sourdough, for helping my tummy. So, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hit me.
The year is approximately 1648, and a group of travelers is heading through Muncaster, just north of the River Esk. They are enjoying the English countryside, but are beginning to feel lost on their journeys to Ravenglass. Everything is starting to look the same. Big, beautiful open fields and rolling hills of green. Chestnut, alder, oak, and ash trees speckle the land all around and are concentrated along the many rivers that flow through England. In the distance, the travelers begin to focus their eyes on a castle, its square towers harsh against the smoothness of the countryside. They continue along the beaten path as it approaches closer to the castle, when they come across a man sitting under a chestnut tree watching the world go by. He's wearing a yellow and blue checkered long overdress with a white handkerchief wrapped around his neck, his brown hair cut short around the ears, and his face clean shaven. The travelers think he's a silly-looking man and rudely ask him for directions to Ravenglass.
Is he a wizard? I had to ask. It's the 1600s.
I can't tell you yet.
Okay. Continue.
Thanks. The watching man looks up at them and points them south of the castle, giving them direction along the River Esk, which is most definitely the best way to get to Ravenglass. The travelers head out again, following the directions given by this man. Not 15 minutes later, worried calls and screams of the travelers can be heard ringing across the water and fields of Muncaster as they slowly sink into the quicksands of the River Esk, led to their death by none other than the fool of Muncaster Castle, Thomas Skelton.
What? Oh my gosh.
Dun dun dun!
He's just a fool and he just murders people?
Well, have you heard of Tom Skelton before?
No.
Okay, this is great then.
I'm so excited. I have no idea what's
Awesome.
going to happen.
So we don't know exactly when Tom was born, but we do know that he died in 1668. So the year I just gave you in that story is made up, but it could have been any year within his lifetime.
Okay.
Yeah, but for sure a solid chunk of time before his death, as he actually died at a different castle. He didn't end up dying at Muncaster Castle.
Oh, so he just traveled around castle to castle?
Well, not quite. I'll get to that though, so
okay.
Hold on to that, yeah. He was the last jester of Muncaster Castle, and the word tomfoolery actually comes from him.
What?
Yeah. So tomfoolery originated from Tom Skelton of Muncaster Castle.
So he's an icon.
He's a fucking king. Well, he's not actually a king.
He's a jester.
He's iconique.
Yeah, exactly.
Shall we say. Yeah. So a little bit about the castle first. Muncaster Castle was registered in a nearby church's directory in 1150 under the name Mulcaster, and also as Molecaster and Mulecaster in years to follow.
Why are there so many different pronunciations?
Well, the name Muncaster actually contains the Latin word fort, and so it's suspected that part of the building could have been used by Romans as a fort during one of their ravages. You know, their classic Roman ravages.
Yeah, a siege.
Yep. Then much later, in 1208, the Muncaster estate was granted to Alan D. Pennington and has been kept in the Pennington family for over 800 years.
What?
Yeah, with extended family members still living at the castle to this day.
What?
Yeah.
They just live in a castle?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a tourist attraction as well? Or
So they ended up kind of taking about 30 years or so to fix up the castle.
Whoa.
Parts of it, they made it so it's still like super livable for the family.
Okay.
But then the other parts, they kind of recreated it back into its old like historicalness. And now, yes, they have it so that people can come and do tours of the castle.
That's so cool.
It's really fun. And also another fun little fact is that every Sunday at 9 a.m., they do a 5-kilometer run or walk around the castle grounds, and it's free and it's open to the entire community.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
I know. So if you live in Muncaster, then you can go there.
Go on a little run.
Oh, sorry. It's actually on Saturdays, not Sundays.
Oh.
Today's Sunday. Anyway, back to Tom and his life. Not much is known about Tom and his life in depth, but the reason historians have figured out that Tom was the last jester of the castle is because he's actually the subject of a really large painting that hangs in the castle.
Whoa. He was so popular, they were like, we need to paint this guy.
Yeah.
He's gotta have it.
Yeah.
We gotta have a picture of him in the hall.
Yeah, and very much loved by the family because paintings cost so much money.
Yeah.
That they would be reserved for only people that they really truly cared about.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, while he was a servant, he was really, really loved by everybody.
Oh, that's nice.
So this castle, I'm going to describe. Today's not our day. I'm going to describe it to you, and we'll also post an image of it on our Instagram as well. So in the painting, there's a middle-aged man in a yellow and green checkered long gown. It's kind of like greeny blue, which is his jester's outfit. He's holding a hat in one hand with a bed pot under his arm.
Oh my god.
A fake bed pot, I think, just to be a little bit cheeky.
Yeah.
Then he has a staff of office in his other hand, which is like a long stick to show that he was, I don't know, part of some royal court system.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Okay.
I didn't learn much about that, but I do know that he's holding a staff of office.
Okay.
And then there's a document that's beside him taped on the table. And this document is his will. And it's essentially written in like bad poetry form.
Stop.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing, and more people should do that.
I know, right? I can read it to you at the very end if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So when Lord Pennington of Muncaster Castle died during the middle of Tom's life, Tom went with the young heir to the throne, named William, to stay at High Hall and help raise and care for him until William was old enough to hold the title of Lord at Muncaster.
Like a squire.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh.
William ended up bringing this painting of Tom to High Hall, and the lady and the lord of High Hall loved it so much that they actually had a copy of the painting made.
What?
And they loved Tom too.
Okay, I want a print of this painting.
Really? Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll decide after I see it.
Yeah, maybe
but I'm sure they sell prints of it.
Yeah, I'm sure they sell.
Oh no, is it bad?
No, it's not bad. It's just really cute that you want that.
I think that's amazing. I mean, I have a picture of a crow wearing cowboy boots in my house.
Honestly, it would actually suit your vibe and pictures that you have. So
yeah, right?
It makes sense. Checks out.
Cool.
Yeah. William eventually brought the painting back to Muncaster with him once he was old enough, and he was now the lord of the castle. Records show that Tom never ended up returning to Muncaster after his stay at High Hall. And there's a burial record of a Thomas Skelton, spelt with a C instead of a K, recorded in the Wigan parish on January 13th, 1668.
But, that's kind of sad. He cared for William at High Hall.
And then he passed away.
Oh, he died before William went back?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he just was like, I'm staying here.
No, I think he just died of old age. Nothing suspicious about his death.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet. you might change your mind about his sweetness a little bit later.
Oh no,
Maybe.
I'm scared.
But it's super interesting to me, though, that he died at High Hall because people have noted to feel his presence at Muncaster Castle. So his ghost went back to Muncaster Castle.
Well, I assume for him it was maybe a place of happiness because he felt welcomed by the family. I mean, they painted a picture of him,
Yeah.
you know, so I assume he felt like part of the family, and
I
that's
think so,
probably
too.
why he goes back there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he travels between places.
Maybe. Yeah, I never actually looked up if there's any spirit seen at High Hall, so...
Well, maybe
Could be.
he's there too.
Also, I might be pronouncing it wrong. It might be Haig Hall, but it's Haigh. So I'm going with high.
Yeah, that makes sense in my head.
Okay, great. Just spell it how you say it.
Yeah, exactly. For real. Also, I think it would be fun to pronounce his name as Skelton.
Skelton. Well, I was calling him Tom Skellington.
Oh my gosh.
And then I forgot what his real name was.
No!
I was like, wait, is it Skelton or Skellington? What's the real version? It's Skelton. So there's been rumors that Tom Skelton was the original model for Shakespeare's Tom Fool in Shakespeare's play King Lear.
Oh, okay.
But since Tom passed away in 1668, it's near impossible because Shakespeare wrote King Lear around 1605. So people were just like, oh my God, two people that are the same. They must have been inspiring to each other.
Right.
No. Maybe, though, King Lear inspired Tom Skelton instead of the other way around.
I mean, maybe he read that. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know how he would have read it.
Maybe he saw the play.
That's wicked, though. He's like, that's who I want to be for the rest of my life.
Yeah, exactly. I also want to note that there were historically two types of fools. So this is a little bit intense, so prepare yourself here a bit and trigger warning for kind of like disabled violence.
Okay, I'm holding Luna. We're ready.
Aw. Historically, there was a natural fool, which was someone with a physical or intellectual disability.
Oh.
And then there was also an artificial fool, which was an entertainer or a comedian. And it seems like people kind of got pleasure from seeing both of these types of people exist in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And like by pleasure, obviously, I mean like joy.
Yeah.
Or laughing at them, not with them.
Right.
So that's a little bit fucked up. But no one seems to know exactly which type of fool Skelton was.
Oh, okay.
Though I think it's safe to assume that he was an artificial fool and just more of an entertainer.
Right.
Both can obviously be true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can absolutely be both.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to note that he also just existed in the world as an entertainer.
Right.
And being funny on purpose.
Right. Okay.
Instead of just someone to be laughed at for being who he was.
Right.
He was intentionally making jokes. So,
yes.
That's my idea. Now, I'm going to take you down an eerie path. Actually, before I take you down an eerie path, I should probably tell you a couple of the funny things that he would do.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like, for instance, he would sit on a tree branch and then he would cut off the tree branch while he was sitting on it.
And
then
just
he
fall
would
to
fall.
the ground?
Yeah. He would also polish the banister railing so that they were super slippery.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would just watch people, like, their hands, like, slip as they were trying to use
Oh my
it
gosh.
to walk down the stairs. And
Prankster.
yeah, he's a prankster. And
Okay.
people would be like, why is this so slippery? And he'd be like, good question. Don't know.
Walks away.
Yeah, literally. So just kind of more harmless pranks like that. But there is a dark side as well. So you can decide for yourself what you believe to be true or false. At the top of my story, I shared that little fictional anecdote, which was based in truth. Tom did used to sit under a chestnut tree, and when travelers came by and he disliked them, he would lead them to their death along the river Esk.
Oh my god, I just got full body chills.
Nice.
So it was just like swamp area.
Yeah, it was kind of swampy, but proper quicksand. And rumors added to this as well that then Tom would somehow pull the bodies out, decapitate them, and bury them under tree trunks in the nearby forest area along the castle grounds.
That makes me want to cry. I actually feel like I'm going to cry. That is really upsetting.
Yeah, kind of
intense. I really
intense.
don't like that.
I know. But also, I'm kind of like, how would he even get the bodies out of the quicksand?
Yeah.
Seems like not really possible.
Like bog bodies. But quicksand.
Kind of, yeah. I wonder if they would stay, because you know how bog bodies are kept
mummified.
Yeah, so cool. Bog bodies are awesome.
Yeah, they are. I just read a book that had a ghost in it, and they became a ghost because they were a bog body. So their spirit was still tethered to the earth. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I like that.
But continue your story.
Tom is best known for a very specific oral story surrounding a murder he committed at the order of Sir Ferdinand Huddleston of Muncaster.
So he was also a hitman?
Well, okay, I'm going to tell you the story. Okay. But then at the end of the story, I kind of realized that there's another way that this story goes.
Okay.
Which actually uses the name Sir Ferdinand Pennington of Muncaster Castle.
Oh, no.
So I don't understand.
Okay, let's hear the story.
Okay. It was the beginning of spring in the early 1600s when the locals were celebrating May Day, also known as Beltane, from Celtic pagan ideology. This day was usually on the first day of May and was to celebrate the coming of spring, hope for good fortune, fertility of the land and the peoples, and happiness for all. You know those maypoles?
Yes.
I want to make one and dance around it and have a fire on May Day. I think it would be really fun.
We can do that.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, Hellwise Pennington, who was a daughter of the Lord of Muncaster Castle, wanted to join the May Day celebrations with the commoners, so she disguised herself as a shepherdess. She had an ulterior reason for this as well. She wanted to meet with her secret lover, who was a commoner, Richard the Carpenter.
Oh, that would not fly back then.
No. There was another man, Wild Will of Whitbeck, who was a local ruffian.
Oh.
He thought he could try his chances with Hellwise, but she rejected him. And in typical patriarchal fashion, he called her a bitch and swore to get vengeance on the lovers.
Oh, that's so nice of him.
Classic. Everyone's like, just say no to men, and then men kill you.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
That's why women or more feminine presenting people are so scared all the time.
Yep. Checks out. Wild Will of Whitbeck tattletaled about the love affair to Sir Ferdinand.
That's so messed up.
Who was also a wannabe suitor for Hellwise. So they all want her.
Oh.
She's a hot commodity.
Okay.
Ferdinand went directly to Muncaster Castle to tattletale to the Lord. However, which was also her dad, right?
Yeah.
However, when he arrived at the castle, he was greeted first with Thomas Skelton, who told Ferdinand about a nasty trick he had just played on a different lord's footman once, stating, "He asked me," said Tom, "if the river was passable, and I told him it was, for 9 of our family had just gone over. They were geese," whispered Tom.
Oh my God.
But I did not tell him that. The fool sent into the river and would have drowned, I believe, if I had not helped him out.
Oh my gosh.
So this gave Ferdinand the idea that Tom would be willing and able to help him seek revenge against Richard and make away with him. Funnily enough, Tom also had a grudge on Richard, and so the story goes. "I put those 3 shillings which you gave me into a hole, and I found them weazened every time I went to look at them, and now there are only 3 silver pennies. I've just found out that Dick has weazened them."
Oh, someone's stealing them?
Yeah, Richard. Because Dick is short for Richard.
Right. Okay.
"Kill him, Tom, with his own axe when he is asleep sometime, and I'll see that thou takest no harm for it," replied Sir Ferdinand. "He deserves it, and I'll do it," said Tom. And the next day, while the unsuspecting carpenter was taking an afternoon dinner nap, he was dreaming probably of the incomparable beauties of his adorable Hellwise. Tom entered the shed, and with one blow of the axe, severed the carpenter's head from his body.
Oh, no.
"There," said Tom to the servants, "I have hid Dick's head under a heap of shavings, and he will not find that so easily when he awakes, as he did my shillings."
Oh my gosh. What the hell?
Of course, Hellwise was heartbroken by this, and she
Yeah.
entered a nunnery because, duh.
Oh my gosh. She was so heartbroken.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm done.
Yeah, pretty messed up.
Whoa.
Though, I'm going to tell you that accounts of the story have some cracks in the story.
I'm ready.
The timeline in this tale is too early to be attributed to Skelton, as the vengeful, hateful Ferdinand actually met his bloody death while fighting the early of Richmond at the Battle of Bosworth Field, which happened in the early 1500s.
Oh, that.
So the TLDR is that we actually don't know if this is true or false, because another telling of this story goes that Ferdinand was actually a Pennington living at Muncaster, and after Tom killed the carpenter, he brought his decapitated head back to the castle to show Ferdinand Pennington his trophy.
Oh, no.
So, of course, with all this death, there's bound to be ghosts at Muncaster.
Yes.
And I'm going to touch slightly on those now.
Yay.
Yay! But yeah, kind of super messed up story. Of course, Tom is assumed to still be wandering around the castle. The owners at Muncaster attribute most of the strange happenings around him, and especially the more sinister activities. He's never been seen, but he's often felt or heard. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, they can hear him.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, across the river.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't sink in.
You won't sink, just like the ducks. There is a white lady, also known as the Muncaster Bogle.
Classic white lady ghost.
Who is thought to be the spirit of Mary Bragg. There's a story with her too. So she was a housekeeper in Ravenglass. Now, Ravenglass is pretty close to Muncaster.
Okay.
She was a housekeeper there during the early 1800s, and she fell in love with a footman at Muncaster.
Okay.
Unfortunately for Mary, there was a housemaid at the castle who was also in love with the same footman.
Oh, no.
And she wasn't going to let Mary have him. So one night, Mary came to meet her beloved at the castle, and she was approached by two men. And these men were like, "Quick, Mary, hurry, your lover, he's sick, he really needs you by his side." And she's like, "Okay, absolutely, yeah, I'm here to see him anyway."
Mm-hmm.
And then they actually just take her to the edge of the forest and they murder her.
Dude, that is crazy, because this is kind of a spoiler, but I'm watching Game of Thrones, and that literally just happened in the show, and I'm pissed off. Like, they were tricked. They're like, "Oh, come outside, there's something we need to show you," or "There's this person," or whatever. And then the person goes outside, and then they just kill them.
Wow.
Like, huh?
I know. And people fall for it. Okay, it's not their fault. Sorry, I'm not trying to victim blame. It is fucked up to trick someone like that,
especially to like get someone's hopes up.
Yeah.
That's so mean. Poor
I know.
Mary. That's so messed up. But then how did the girl from the castle get them to do that? Because wouldn't she just be like a peasant girl?
No, because she was... So women that worked in the castles as housemaids weren't peasants.
Okay.
They weren't seen as peasants.
Oh,
They're
okay.
kind of like part of the castle family.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they would live there, work there. Their whole
Right.
lives were there.
Mm-hmm.
That was their entire life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mary's body was found floating in the River Esk weeks later, but no one was able to find the cause of death as her body was decomposed, and ravaged by river eels.
Ew, there's river eels?
So I'm a little confused about the river-esque.
What? This river is so magical.
There's eels, there's quicksand.
Like, what?
I know.
Freshwater eels? Are those even a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know much about eels.
Me neither, but I'm sure. I know it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm like, oh, a river, let's go swim in it. And now,
right?
Yeah.
Now I'm scared.
The story has kind of changed my position on that.
Oh.
I don't think you could swim in every river. I love how Luna's your new support bat.
She is.
Oh.
She is my support bat.
She's very cute.
Thank you.
However, the most haunted room in the castle is thought to be the tapestry room, which used to be the castle's nursery.
Scary.
Yeah. There have allegedly been many reports of sounds of a baby crying and soft singing, thought to be a mother or a nanny consoling a child. There's also rattling of door handles in the middle of the night, the door opening by itself, footsteps and dragging sounds, dark masses appearing, the feeling of someone sitting down on the bed, unexplainable temperature drops, and, last but not least, an overwhelming sense of someone else being in the room.
I really don't like the dragging.
Me neither.
What are they dragging?
I
A body across the floor?
I know.
Also, the baby cries. Was there like an infant that died?
It reminded me of this one time, the first time I ever had sleep paralysis, and I heard a baby crying in the other room.
No.
Yeah. It was really scary.
That's so creepy.
It was really, really scary.
Oh, I really hate that
I
for
know.
you.
Sometimes I think about that.
I don't ever want to think about that ever again.
Yeah. So the truth is, we'll never know the full story of Tom Skelton or be able to separate fact from fable. It seems that after his whole life of being a jester, he has left us with the biggest joke ever and the biggest trick, which is who really is Tom Skelton.
Yeah. Such a mystery. What a legacy to leave behind.
I know. And that's pretty much it. That's all I've got on Tom. Tommy
is crazy.
Boy.
Read me his will.
Okay.
I'm so pumped.
Okay, good. Here it is. Thomas Skelton, late fool of Muncaster's last will and testament.
I'm so ready.
Be it known to ye, O grave and wise men all, that I, Tom Fool, am sheriff of ye hall. I mean the hall of high, where I command what neither I nor you do understand. My under sheriff is Ralph Waite, you know, as wise as I am, and as witty too. Of Ergmond I have borough sergeant been, of Wigan bailiff too, as may be seen, by my white staff of office in my hand, being carried straight as the badge of my command. A low high constable too was once my calling, which I enjoyed under kind Henry Rawling. And when the fates a new sheriff send, I'm under sheriff pricked world without end. He who doth question my authority may see the seal and pattern here lie by. The dish with lugs which I do carry here, shews all my living is in good strong beer. If scurvy lads to me abuses do, I'll call 'em scurvy rogues and rascals too. Fair Dolly Copeland in my cap is placed, monstrous fair is she, and as good as all the rest. Honest Nitch, Pennington, honest this, Turner, both, will bury me when I this world go forth. But let me not be carried o'er the brig, lest falling I in Douglas river lig. Nor let my body by old Charnock lie, but by Will Caddy, for he'll lie quietly. And when I'm buried, then my friends may drink, but each man pay for himself, that's best, I think. This is my will, and this I know will be performed by them as they have promised me. Signed, sealed, published, and declared in the presence of Henry Rawling, Henry Troughton, Thomas Turner, Thomas Skelton, X, his mark.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of talk about him being a sheriff.
Yeah.
Like a fool sheriff.
Yeah.
Tom Fool. Like the line that I, Tom Fool, am sheriff of Ye Hall. It's kind of like he was also, like, yes, he was the jester, but he was also just keeping shit in line.
Yeah. That's so funny.
I know. Yep.
Wow.
Pretty awesome.
That is awesome. I kind of want my will to be like that.
Yeah, okay.
That's such a fun way to write it.
An old English prose.
Yes, and then there will be a modern translation so that people don't get things mixed up, obviously.
So we actually understand what's going on.
Yeah, because most of that, I have no idea what that means.
No, I've read it about 4 times and I'm still trying to understand what's going on in it.
It's just so fun.
In it, brother. Sorry to our English listeners.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Do you have any questions about Tom Skelton?
No, I'm just like in awe of this guy.
I know.
He sounds so cool, but also like, why? He just maybe really liked to murder people. That's not cool.
I know. And I kind of feel it was hard to find information, like more information on him.
Yeah.
But I did the best I could with what I was given, which is pretty much just those main, like, 2 or 3 stories.
Right.
And that's it.
That's the thing about doing stories from the 1600s.
Yeah, my
Can't
job
really
is...
find any written records.
No. Yeah, it's super interesting.
Like all oral history.
Mm-hmm. And it makes me think about other cultures that also use oral tradition, too.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're probably better at keeping the knowledge
Probably.
than we are, in a way.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super interesting.
That was a really good story, though. I was very entertained. And R.I.P. Tom.
R.I.P. Tom.
He's probably being a fool in another life.
It's so true. Yeah, it's true. Well, you all get out there, get up to some tomfoolery, and just do it with a kind heart, though.
Yeah, don't hurt people.
Don't hurt people.
To be funny.
No.
That's not funny.
No, it's really not funny. We shouldn't have to tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. If you have any questions or comments or want to send us your own stories, you can email us at ghoulsocietypod@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at ghoulsocietypod. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here we go and yes we go and here we... Oh, what's our intro anyway? I think I know it. Hey everybody and welcome to Ghoul School.
That's not the name of our podcast.
Oh no!
Is it yours or mine or both?
Ow, my back.
No, because last
It's okay.
week...
It's okay.
No,
it's
because
not that
last
bad.
week I was shaving my leg in the shower and it was propped up, you know? Yeah, you go like that. And I was like, do, and then I was like, okay, done. And I went like this and I pulled my fucking back.
Dude.
Gonna have a lot of editing to do.
And I told him it was, for 9 of our family had just gone over. There were geese whispered. Oh. I want to quit this job.